My friends, sad times are upon us. We are gathered together today for not a happy occasion. Sometimes happiness, celebration brings us together. But today, tragedy has brought us together as a group of collectors, investors, flippers, repackers, scammers, breakers, whatever you are out there. Sad times have befallen us as we come together today to mourn the loss of the modern sports car parallel. It was a good run. It was a great run. Silvers and refractors were the greatest thing ever created for the longest time. Numbered cards, discos, pixie dust, swirly balls, the whole 9 yards. Every parallel you could possibly make up and think of: zebra stripes, tiger stripes, elephant stripes, giraffe print, all of them. All of them have been made and existed over the last few years. And the times were glorious. We could buy a card on a Monday for $50. Guy would score 20 points in a summer league game and you could sell it for $150 on a Saturday. Whew. Fantastic times. But today we come together to mourn the loss of the modern sports car parallel. That's right. Stick a fork in it. It is done. It is over. What are we talking about today, you two people? Friend of the channel. He's never been on the channel, but I consider him a friend of the channel. We have talked multiple times behind the scenes, met at the National. Scotty B over at Scotty B Cards did a fantastic video breaking down Topps Chrome Parallels a couple days ago. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Most of you probably have. It's got 20-some thousand views. Great video. And on there, he had a breakdown. I'm not going to go through the whole video. I just want to focus in on this one little thing. But he went over a bunch of different stuff with a bunch of different parallels and sets and Topps Chromes and updates and the whole 9 yards and images and all sorts of nonsense. Go check it out. I'll link to it. I just want to keep it simple today. Here, he just broke down Topps Chrome, plain and simple. And you could see the year by year. He went all the way back to 96. Number of parallels, total number of numbered cards. And you could start to see those jumps as time goes on. And you look at the 2018 to 2023. 14 parallels in 2018 Topps Chrome. Now there's 27. 858 numbered cards for an individual card. So that's how many. If you added all the serial number cards up, so the 299 plus the out of 199 plus the out of 50 plus the 101, etc., you would get 858 cards for each individual player. In 2023, that number jumped to 2784. Yikes. And the point of all this is, when you have this much nonsense, what the hell actually rises to the top? Because not everything's going to hold value. It just doesn't work that way. When you over parallel everything, and the problem is, I talked about this on Off Center last week. They're in, and I don't know the fix for this. I really don't. I'm sure smarter people than me can figure it out. Demand for sports cards is higher than it's ever been. But the ability for them, they have to print more to be able to, they're a company, they want to make money. They want to 10x the hobby. That's the number. We want to 10x the hobby. Want to 10x the number of parallels is what they want to 10x. They have to make us feel good about opening product. There's been a lot of talk lately about you open a hobby box, it feels like you got smoked. You open a retail blaster, a mega box, whatever. Take baseball out of it. Baseball, football, basketball, anything. You open it and it feels like you got punched in the face because you don't hit anything. So they go, okay, cool. We'll make an extra 67 different parallels. So when you open something, you too, because it's almost like a participation trophy at this point in time. Like Oprah Winfrey up there on the stage going, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. It's except for you get a parallel, you get a parallel, you get a parallel. Everybody gets one because we got to feel good after we open the box. Otherwise, it feels like we got ripped off, and we're never going to do it again. And to be frank, it feels like you're getting ripped off anyways. Because the products are so watered down now. There are so many different types of parallels that it makes it hard to figure out. And the rarity and scarcity almost doesn't matter. We'll probably talk about this at a different time. But there are random parallels of stuff made. You know, we joke about the purple swirly disco balls, but we're not far from that. And some of that stuff is shorter print and sells for less than things that are higher print because the higher print is more aesthetically appeasing. I was curious about this. You know, he did this little breakdown here for baseball. I was curious to see what basketball looked like. I don't want to dig into absolutely everything. So I was just curious what Prism basketball looked like. I didn't go back as far as he did. I just put together a quick little spreadsheet. I did 2017, 2018. 2017, obviously before all the nonsense happened. 2018, obviously pre-pandemic, but we kind of had the manufacturers were like, we got Luka and Trae Young coming. We gotta crank things up here a little bit. And then I put in 2022. I will do something similar to this once we have a 2023 checklist. But I have a feeling the 2023 checklist is going to be absolutely wild. I did not add up the total number of numbered cards. I just cared about total number of parallels. Back in 2017, we had 25 in Prism basketball. Not bad. You know, Tatum year, Mitchell year, Fox year. Great rookie class. Some other guys, Bam Adebayo's in there. 2018, we jump up to 37. 2022, we are 52 different parallels. All with the same image for the most part. I think there might be like an image variation in there or something. But basically all the same image. We got blue ices. We got purple ices. We got premium factory sets. We got fast break blues. We got choice purples. We got gold shimmers. We got lucky envelopes. I don't even know what the hell that is. We got black gold prism. We got fast break neon green. We got green shimmer first off the line. White sparkles, red ice, pulsars, pink ice, hypers. I'm hyper. How is any of this stuff supposed to hold long-term value outside of a few key cards? Victor. Let's talk about Victor. Let's just talk. Actually, you know what? Victor's a bad example because Victor doesn't have autos. It kind of screws the whole thing up. Well, I'll just use Victor anyway. Victor Prism. All his different parallels. Let's say he's the next LeBron. He's it. It's the second coming, third coming, whatever. He is him. What, you know, right, like now when you look back, okay, let's look at LeBron. You got his base card, sells pretty well. It's a couple $1,000 card, even in a PSA 10. You got his refractor. You got the black, the X-fractor. There's the golds, obviously. But the refractor is really, the refractor and the X-fractor, I guess. But the refractor is, the base refractor is really, you know, kind of like the go-to card. Listen, golds, 101s, that stuff's always going to retain crazy value. It just is. They're limited. They're numbered to 10, even if there are 8 different versions of golds now. There's gold shimmers, black golds, gold pulsars. Regardless, you know, that sort of stuff, numbered to 10, numbered to 5, for the most part, is always going to do pretty well. The 17 different versions of 101s they'll probably come out with will also probably do pretty well. What's gotten murdered is, and I hate to use LeBron Refractor as a common man card because it's still obviously quite expensive. It's a 3-figure card in a PSA 8. It's, you know, like a $5,000-$6,000 card. And I think they're like, I don't know what they are like right now on a PSA 10, maybe 15, 16K. I haven't looked for a while. So monster card, you know, that's not necessarily a common man card, but you get my point. Like the base level refractor is a big card for LeBron. Now it's obviously 2003. It's apples and oranges. The parallels are completely different. But a silver prism Victor is going to be like his what? What did I just say there? There's 52 parallels. His 30th ranked card, 25th ranked card, depending on, Silver Prism is going to outsell like a green, for example, or like a fast break. And it's like some of even the ices, like the random colors, depending, even the ones that are more rare, a silver will sometimes still outperform those ones. I don't know. Is it his 40th best parallel? Like, what of this stuff is actually going to be worthwhile? Like, what is going to be the card outside the golds and the 101s that everyone wants? Like, does a random, I'm going to pick on, what do we want to pick on here? Fast break purple prism. It's numbered to 75. That card's not a good looking card. It's got little swirly balls on it, literally. It's purple, not aesthetically pleasing with a Spurs uniform at all. Is that something people are really going to be like craving for in 20 or 30 years if Victor is the next guy? I guess because it's got a serial number on it, everyone's going to want it. But we're at the point where this stuff is just getting so watered down. I don't know where you could put your faith and trust in. And that's part of what Scotty talked about in his video, specifically looking at Topps Chrome. I kind of wanted to take it a little beyond that. And I really agree with him. I agree with pretty much everything he said in that video. I think he absolutely nailed it with where things are kind of heading and going. I just don't know, of the modern parallels. I do think there are some things that rise above the rest. I think my big takeaway is going forward, aesthetics of the card are gonna matter more long term than a random serial number or there's less of these on a pop report. If the card looks good, whether it's a color match or a clean design or something like that, and I'm mostly going to lean color match, I still truly believe in some sort of color match where the card plays off the color of the parallel extremely well. Even if the player leaves the team, the card still looks good. If Tatum gets traded to the Rockets tomorrow and he goes to a red and white jersey, his rookie card is still going to look good because he's in a Celtics green jersey on the green prism. The Fox purple is still going to look good because he's in a purple jersey with a purple parallel next to it. The Luca blue is always going to look good even if he's on a different team. And now some of that stuff is numbered. Some of it's more short printed than others, depending on the parallel and the player and the color that you need to end up with. But that stuff tends to hold up better. We're running a little long, so maybe in another video I'll pull some examples of stuff and kind of show you how it breaks down. But I do think long term, the aesthetics of the card are going to be more important than the little number on the back. A card numbered to 199 that plays nicely off the jersey, whether it's a green on green or whatever color, red on red, blue on blue. I think that's going to be worth way more than a card numbered out of 50 that is a completely meaningless, made up, random ass parallel. I don't know. Interesting times. That's all I got for you, boys and girls. Catch you on the next one. Peace.